Um, so, Austin, I know how you felt 2 years ago now. This is the first tech summit that I've been at with Hewlett-Packard Enterprise. We just signed our offer letters last week, and so this is a big event for us. My first tech summit I had at Nimble Storage about 6.5 years ago. It was a worldwide tech summit, and there were only 3 of us in the room, so that's where we started. Yeah. So 29 days ago, Hewlett-Packard Enterprise acquired Nimble Storage. It was only 29 days ago, so let's give them. So this is not the first time that I've been part of an acquisition. I was early on at Data Domain back in 2006, and then I was also there when EMC acquired Data Domain a few years after that. And why do I bring that up? I bring that up because I learned from that experience that sometimes when you have a great technology and you're an engineer and you love your company and you love your technology, sometimes it's just a good thing to be acquired by a larger firm to get bigger reach. And Austin mentioned that a little bit earlier as well. So the point of my conversation and my talk today is to share with you why I think this is a good deal for us and a good deal for HP. And when EMC acquired Data Domain went out and became the world's dominant leader in that market. And I think we have an opportunity to do the same kind of thing with Nimble Storage. So we're going to have a little bit of fun today. If you know who David Letterman is, I created a couple top 5 lists, and we're going to review them a little bit. So the first one is, I asked Scott who's going to be in the audience here today, because I didn't know who was going to be here. And he said about 2,000 people. I go, whoa, holy crap. But and he said the mix will be a lot of systems engineers or storage architects or whatever the heck we call ourselves, and a lot of channel partners. So I'm kind of focusing this list on the systems engineers or pre-sales or whatever we call ourselves here. And so asking ourselves, why are we thrilled? Why is our Nimble systems engineers thrilled to be part of HP? So the reason I put this together was the day of the acquisition, I went on LinkedIn and I posted an update of why I'm excited about the acquisition. And it went viral. I had 40,000 views, about 20,000 in the first day. I kept doing refresh, getting dopamine rushes, seeing the hits go up. Yeah, so the Nimble SE said, Randy, why are you excited to do this? Because I've been through it before. So I went over, I did a very scientific study, and I researched long and hard, and I want to show you the exact top 5 reasons why I'm excited and thrilled to be part of HPE. So reason number 5, my email address will be 10 characters shorter. That's a big deal for me. Yep, been on the phone, yeah, Nimble Storage, Randy at Nimble Storage, no, not Trimble, nimblestorage.com. So number 4, Cisco guys are not asking what's our cut. Oh my gosh. If I never have to install another converged infrastructure with UCS, I'll be happy. Yeah. Those guys are thieves. They take the share of wallet away. We find the deals, we run the campaigns, we do the proof of concepts, they get the server business. And I'm tired of that stuff. Number 3, we now have synchronous replication in NFS. Any Germans in the room? Oh my goodness. Oh, there's no Germans in the room because this is only in North America, right? That's a big deal for us as well as NFS. So a lot of the reasons we couldn't compete in the past because we didn't have a couple of these features. Number 2, we no longer have to compete with 3PAR and SimpliVity. So yeah. Those are some pretty good products, I tell you. I've been competing against them for years. And the number 1 reason is my mother-in-law won't keep asking me who I work for. Okay. Okay, so really what is it? So why did HPE buy Nimble? What was the real answer? So there's a lot of reasons, and there could be broken down into different categories. Could it be market reasons? Well, from a market perspective, Nimble Storage was the first company in more than 20 years to be a member in the Gartner upper right-hand quadrant, under general purpose storage. We were also the first company in more than 20 years as an independent storage company to reach more than 10,000 customers. okay? So we were on a roll. In the last year alone, our all-flash business grew by more than 300%. We went from 0 about a year and a half ago to nearly 40% of our business is all-flash arrays. And in the last couple of years, actually last 6 quarters, our win rates against pure storage went up to about 60% win rates against those folks. So we're pretty good at what we do. So these are some market reasons. Other reasons might be the product reasons. If I go back and I look at the win rates of why we win deals, and we track all that stuff maniacally, we're a data company. The number one reason, or number 1 and 2 reasons why we win against the incumbents or against anybody is our info site and our application integration. Okay, so we have some pretty cool technology around application integration, and I just put a couple of them on here. We also have a couple new products we announced that we've rolled out recently, is our connection into Azure, into the cloud with Azure and with AWS, and also our secondary flash array to go out and compete in the backup storage market. So we've got a really cool adaptive flash array with dedupe and all that. And so our founders, we're also very early on at Data Domain, so we know how to build a backup device. And this backup device, you'll hear more about it during the breakout sessions, allows you to do backups to it and get primary performance with dedupe and all that kind of stuff. So 0 restores on that thing. 0 restore point. Or could it have been customer loyalty? We have, with leveraging InfoSight and our support organization, 93% of all cases are opened automatically without any human intervention. We determine them before the customer knows that they exist. And 86% of those are closed automatically as well without any human intervention. Bragging rights of more than 6 nines availability. We don't have any level 1 and 2 folks in our support organization. We only have level 3. And when somebody calls us, you're going to be on the phone a very short period of time, less than a minute or so, and the person answering that phone is going to be a level 3 engineer. All that leads us up to the best net promoter score on the planet for a storage company. Think about Apple. Apple's in the 60s. We're at 85. Okay? So really the answer is all of those reasons were the reasons that HP Enterprise was excited and we're looking at Nimble storage. So HP looks like HP is acquiring some fantastic companies to build out the hybrid IT story. And Nimble is one of those tools in that tool belt, okay? And our target is really for those customers who want a brand new storage approach. So when HP acquired us, they got a little bit more than just a product. Oh, I'm sorry, one slide, my bad. So let's talk about my vision of what the next 15 years will look like. I think we're down to a 2-dog race now. I think it's going to be HP Enterprise and Dell. And the two of us are going to fight it out for the next 10 or 15 years. I think we've got a really good opportunity to dominate that market against Dell and take market share away from those folks. I think we're positioned really well. I think HP Enterprise is doing smarter acquisitions than Dell. I bet you if we look over the next 15 years and then step back and say what happened, we're going to look back and say that HPE took market share from all the other folks for 15 years, and we will be the dominant player in growth in that period. And we're going to do it the old-fashioned way. We're going to do it with integrity, with hard work, and with hustle. So since we're all pre-sales engineers in here for the most part, I kind of wanted to share with you what are we getting when we get Nimble storage? What does our profile look like? Well, I mentioned earlier, we had 4 people in the organization when I started, and we built it over the years to scale. We built the SE organization to scale very, very efficiently. So over the years, we ended up with 200 people just about a month ago or so. And this includes all enablement and all systems engineers worldwide. We grew the last year, the headcount, by about 7.5%. We grew the business by more than 35% during that period. So we're pretty efficient at doing that. And our run rate is now shooting towards the $600 million a year mark is where it's at, okay? So the profile that you would expect when you engage with a Nimble SE out in the field is when I put together the profile to hire people on day 1, I really look for technical thugs. And some people don't like that word. That's okay. I do. And what that means is the technical thug should feel comfortable in the data center, talking to the guy in the back of the building, knowing how to talk Cat5 cables and racking gear and cables and all the way up the food chain to security and network and zoning fiber channel switches, installing VMware environments, running a proof of concept, setting up SQL I/O and Iometer and VD Bench and demonstrating performance benchmarks and really building credibility with that person making that technical decision in the back of the building. I call them Joe Bag of Donuts. And that person that we hire, that's an old EMC term, by the way, and that person that we hire also needs to be able to talk to the front of the building and talk finances and business value. So a lot of the folks we've hired over the years have come from our customer base as consultants and things like that, and we've developed them to be that way. Okay. And also, we are 100% channel driven, so all of our engineers at Nimble are also teachers. They all teach an accreditation course. In fact, we teach 2,000 students a quarter. We run 7 courses a week here in North America. The results are when you engage with a Nimble SE, whether you're a channel partner or you're a storage architect in the core, when you engage with one of our folks, you should expect to win, for sure. 100% of our business over the years has been taking away business from the incumbents, okay? I've never gone to a data center and they said, we have no storage, we're going to buy our first SAN. No, it's always the other way around. We're always in a knife fight against the incumbent. So we're really good at winning against the incumbents. And historically, our large wins, the $500,000, $1 million plus deals, have been run with a proof of concept. A lot of folks now want to try it. I know we try to sell business value. Everybody does. But sometimes they just say, show me. So we have to show them. Okay. And then when we do sell those larger deals, what happens is over the next 24 months, we land a deal, we land an array in there, and we expand it. So the next 24 months, you should expect about 2.5x more bookings from that same customer. So when Scott and Brett invited us to attend, it was only like 3 weeks ago or so, I think I was in Hawaii, wasn't I, Scott? And said, hey, come on over and stand on stage and tell us what you're all about. He said, we only have 20 spots for you. So we have 20 people in the room from Nimble, and we're all wearing this pin on our shirt here, so you know who we are, okay? And there's the people that are going to be instrumental in helping build the Nimble business within HPE Enterprise. So my call to action, and I have just a couple more slides here. My call to action is that I encourage you to learn all about Nimble storage. We've already started a massive campaign of webinars. We record them, we post them. We have Nimble University with courses all over the place at Nimble University. They're all free. We don't charge for any of that stuff. All you got to do is request a login at Nimble University and start taking the classes. Or find your local systems engineer, and we run an accreditation course. It runs about 6 hours. We run it in every major city a couple times a quarter, okay? And the Nimble SE is the instructor on those things, or the Nimble SE manager is the instructor on those things. So learn all you can. The prospects that you're looking for are people who say, I'm just tired of that old Clarion or that old VMAX. I just want something new. I want something new. I want something fresh. Those are the kind of people that we want to talk to, yeah? And lead with InfoSight, our app integration and ease of use. Don't lead with the sheet metal. Speeds and feeds, people don't really make a decision based on a 20% performance delta or a 20% cost delta very often. It's about the application integration and the ease of use for the most part. And you will win, okay? And we will help you win. We have 3 sessions this week. And the sessions are, we're going to go a deep dive on our portfolio. We're going to talk a deep dive on InfoSight, and make sure that with the channel partners in the room, that you think about this from a channel partner perspective. This InfoSight is not just for the customers or our support organization. The channel partners love InfoSight. The channel partner could be a sales rep in a channel, a reseller, or the SE on the channel could be on the phone with one of their customers and say, oh, I see you have 4 arrays. One of them comes off a warranty in 3 months. That one's at 70% full. Another one is running about 80% performance capacity. And I noticed that you have some of your volumes aren't replicating to a DR site. And you can see all that on InfoSight while you're on the phone with a customer. Okay? So for the channel folks in this room, you can see your own customer storage arrays, okay? And how we punch the competition in the face. So we got a session on that one. So my last slide here is the top 5 reasons why together this is really bad for the competitors, okay? Number 5, Veeam loves us more than those other guys. They do. Very tight Veeam integration with Nimble. Extremely tight Veeam integration with Nimble. Remember I mentioned earlier that you can back up to a storage device and have instant recover and get 30, 40,000 IOPS? Well, Veeam is one of those tools that enable us to do that. Number 4, the HPE plus Nimble 1-2 punch clobbers Dell EMC. Number 3, Cisco and UCS is in trouble. No more free Nimble leads. I tell you, all those leads they got for their UCS with Nimble, we brought the leads to them. Yep. Number 2 is we're going to make Pure Storage the next violin memory. Yeah. We beat them 60% of the time without the help from HPE Enterprise. Just imagine what we could do now, right? And the top reason is HPE plus InfoSight is unstoppable hybrid IT. So I want to leave you with one final note. You can applause. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah. So one final thought is, you know, the Nimble folks are pretty good at what we do. And we're viewing this as a reach out to the world to help share the good news and help you win deals. Very similar to what Austin mentioned about Aruba 2 years ago. And I think we're going to see a lot of big changes over the coming years. And I promise you, the Nimble Storage team, we're going to do our part to make this thing successful. Thank you.
Randy, thanks a lot. That was a great presentation. Sure. By the way, Scott piqued my interest. I can't wait to see the not safe for work version of that.
Okay, I called Cisco UCS bad hombres.
That's it? Oh, come on,
there was more
than spicier than that.
There was more than that.